So, guys, shalom, shalom, shalom. I got a revelation last night, but I was too tired to make a second part to the first video. But I want to bring the revelation to you guys. We left off in Daniel 4, and I was talking about how Nebuchadnezzar was the first beast of Revelations 13 in Babylon. And I did a video on Revelation 17 way back, and I have so much more information to add to that for you guys. But I want to start in Daniel 4 and just go over some of the information that we talked about last night. So I say, at the end of 12 months, he walked into the palace of the kingdom of Babylon. The king spake and said, Is not this great Babylon that I have built for the house of the kingdom by the might of my power and for the honor of my majesty? While the word was in the king's mouth, there fell a voice from heaven saying, O King Nebuchadnezzar, to thee it is spoken, the kingdom is departed from thee, and they shall drive thee from man, and thy dwelling shall be with the beasts of the field, and they shall make thee eat grass as oxen, and 7 times shall pass over thee, until thou know that the Most High ruleth in the kingdom of man, and giveth it to whomsoever he will. The same hour was the thing fulfilled upon Nebuchadnezzar, and he was driven out from men, and did eat grass as oxen, and his body was wet with the dew of heaven, till his hairs were grown like eagle feathers, and his nails like bird claws. Keep that in mind. So Nebuchadnezzar, he was banished from Babylon, and he grew eagle feathers. He grew till his hairs were grown like eagle feathers, and his nails like bird claws. Keep that in mind, y'all. And at the end of the days, I, Nebuchadnezzar, lifted up my eyes into heaven, and my understanding returned unto me. And I blessed the Most High, and I praise and honor him that liveth forever, whose dominion is an everlasting dominion, and his kingdom is from generation to generation. And all the inhabitants of the earth are reputed as nothing, and he doeth according to his will in the army of heaven and among the inhabitants of earth. And none can stay his hand, or say unto him, What doest thou? At the same time my reason returned unto me, and for the glory of the kingdom, and for the glory of my kingdom, my honor and brightness returned unto me, and my counselors and lords saw unto me. And I was established in my kingdom, and excellent majesty was added unto me. Now I, Nebuchadnezzar, praise and extol and honor the King of heaven, all whose works are truth, and his ways judgment, and those that walk in pride he is able to abase. So the main thing I wanted to point out, because we read this last night, and as I explained to you guys, we will read the same scriptures and there'll always be something else to point out. But it's a Nebuchadnezzar, the same hour was this thing fulfilled upon Nebuchadnezzar, and he was driven from man and did eat grass as oxen. And his body was wet with the dew of heaven, till his hairs were grown like eagle feathers, and his nails were like bird claws. Okay, keep that in mind, because I came across the Al Nahyan family. And it says, the house of the Nahyan, and this going to tie into Revelation 17, where it says 5 kings have already fallen. One is yet to come. Okay, keep that in mind, y'all. So it says the house of Nahyan are one of the 6 ruling families of the United Arab Emirates, and are based in the capital Abu Dhabi, United Arab Emirates. Al Nahyan is a branch of the house of Al Falahi, a branch of the Bani Yas tribe, and are related to the house of Al Falasi, and also related to the house of Al Yasi. These 2 powerful tribes are from which the ruling family of Dubai, Al Maktoum, descends. Al Nahyans came to Al Dubai in the 18th century and hailed from Liwa Oasis. They have been the rulers of Abu Dhabi since 1793, but have been ruling their tribe in Liwa Oasis hundreds of years back. 5 of the rulers were killed. 5 of the rulers killed one another who ruled from the late 1800s to the early 1900s. They were brothers. So What does Revelation say? 17 say? And it say, Revelation 17 verse 10, it say, and there were 7 kings, 5 are fallen, and one is, and the other is not yet come. And when he cometh, he must continue a short space. And the beast that was and is not, even he is the eighth, and is of the 7, and goeth into perdition. Why is that important? Because we need to understand. Hold on, let me go back to Revelation 17. We need to go back and understand where it says, and the angel said unto me, wherefore didst thou marvel? I will tell thee the mystery of the woman and of the beast that carrieth her, which have 7 heads and 10 horns. And it said, the beast that thou sawest was, it is not, and shall ascend out of the bottomless pit and go into perdition. And they that dwell on the earth shall wonder, whose names were not written in the book of life from the foundation of the world, when they behold the beast that was and is not and yet is. And here is a mind that have wisdom. Y'all know we did the video, Here is Wisdom. So please go back and watch that. The 7 heads are 7 mountains on which the woman sitteth. And there are 7 kings, 5 are fallen, and one is, and the other is not yet come. And when he cometh, he must continue a short space. And the beast that was and is not, even he is the 8th, and is of the 7, and goeth into perdition. So let's go back to the Al Nahai family. What did it say? 5 of the rulers killed one another who ruled from the late 1800s to the early 1900s. They were brothers. Look at the emblem for the house of Nahai. What did it say about Nebuchadnezzar? It said he grew eagle feathers and eagle claws. And what is the emblem? It's an eagle that's holding what? 2 swords. And what did it say? We talked about last night, Revelations 13, where it say those who lead into captivity will go into captivity. We talked about that being Babylon, and they say those who kill us with the sword will be killed with the sword. The eagle was holding 2 swords. So pay attention to that. So it says it's still very common, not to mention the female members of the family and most of the monarchies in the Persian Gulf. A family tree of the Al Nahyan, designed by French historian in 1996, does, for instance, not show a single female member of the family. It is still common to withhold the first names of brides in official wedding ceremonies when they involve royalty. Current male members of the family are under 200, while the number of females is unknown. Notable members of the Al Nahyan family include, and then to give us some members, y'all can go look at that. And this is the United Arab Emirates. I mean, y'all pay attention to this. I can't give it to y'all no clearer than this right here today, than how I'm giving it to y'all. Okay, so and then it say monarchies in the Persian Gulf. So look at the map, you guys. We got Iraq, Saudi Arabia, UAE, which is the United Arab Emirates, which we was talking about. Oman. This is the 7 heads. It say the Arab states of the Persian Gulf are the 7 Arab states which border the Persian Gulf, namely Bahrain, Iraq, Kuwait, Oman, Qatar, Saudi Arabia, and the United Arab Emirates. This excludes the non-Arab states, state of Iran. All of these nations except Iraq are a part of the Gulf Cooperation Council, the GCC, and prefer to use the term Arabian Gulf rather than Persian Gulf. And then also listen to this. It say soap operas are an important national pastime in the Persian Gulf Arab region. Soap operas. Listen to this, y'all. They are the most popular during the time of Ramadan, when the families gather to break their fast. Most of these soap operas are based in Kuwait. Kuwaiti soap operas are the most watched soap operas in the Persian Gulf region. Although usually performed in the Kuwait dialect, they have been shown with success as far away as Tunisia. Tunisia is Carthage, which is old Tyrus, and we're going to talk about that in another video. In the form of the theater, radio, and television soap opera flourishes and is exported to neighboring Arab states of the Persian Gulf. Darb el Zalak, Kalti, Gamasha, and Rakaya wa Sabaka are among the most important television productions in the Gulf region. Kuwait is widely considered the cultural capital of the Arab states of the Persian Gulf region, frequently dubbed the Hollywood of the Gulf due to the popularity of its Arabic television soap operas and theater. But hold on, I say the inhabitants. Yeah, say it's dubbed the Hollywood of the Gulf due to the popularity of its Arabic television soap operas and theater. They calling it the Hollywood. Pay attention to that. We know about Hollywood. Come on, y'all, put it together. And this is the seven heads of the beast. This is the seven heads of the beast. We talked about who the lion, the bear, and we talked about the lion being Iran. The lion being Iran. And you can see that it says this excludes, so the seven Arab states of the Peninsula of Gulf, it excludes Iran. But Iran is still listed in there as the lion. The lion, Iran, the bear, Russia, and the leopard, Turkey. Please go back and watch those previous videos. So this is very deep. Was revealed to me last night, right after I made that video. And I wanted to make it right away, but I was very tired. And then we see where it talks about the Arabian Peninsula. Said the Arabian Peninsula, simplify Arabia. The Arabian island, or Arabic island of the Arabs. And when you go and read around Ezekiel, like around 26 up, it talks about the isles and the islands. And I explained to you guys that the seas are only over there, the Mediterranean Sea, Red Sea, Dead Sea, Salt Sea, etc. Not over here by America. So it says the peninsula of Western Asia situated northeast of Africa on the Arabian Plate. From the geological perspective, it is considered a subcontinent of Asia. It is the largest peninsula in the world at 3,000. I'm sorry, at 3,237,500 kilometers. We don't have to break it down. The Arabian Peninsula consists of the countries Yemen, Oman, Qatar, Bahrain, Kuwait, Saudi Arabia, and the United Arab Emirates, and parts of Jordan and Iraq. The peninsula formed as a result of the rifting of the Red Sea between 56 and 23 million years ago, and it is bordered by the Red Sea to the west and the southwest, the Persian Gulf to the northeast, the Levant to the north, and the Indian Ocean to the southeast. The Arabian Peninsula plays a critical geopolitical role in the Middle East and the Arab world due to its vast reserves of oil and natural gases. Before the modern era, it was divided into four distinct regions: Hajjah, Nahad, Southern Arabia, and Eastern Arabia. Hejaz and Najd make up most of Saudi Arabia. Southern Arabia consists of Yemen, some parts of Saudi Arabia, and Oman. Eastern Arabia consists of the entire coastal strip of the Persian Gulf. The Arabian Peninsula is located in the continent of Asia and bounded by the Persian Gulf on the northeast of the Strait of Hormuz and the Gulf of Oman on the east, the Arabian Sea on the southeast and in the south, the Gulf of Aden. I'm gonna have to look into that. Sound like the Garden of Eden on the south. The Babel. I'll have to screenshot this, y'all, because I'm gonna have to look into some of this information. The Babel Mandeb Strait on the southwest of the Red Sea, which is located on the southwest and west The northern portion of the peninsula merges in the Syrian desert with no clear borderline, although northern boundary of the Arabian Peninsula is generally considered to be the northern borders of Saudi Arabia and Kuwait. The most prominent feature of the peninsula is desert, but in the southwest there are mountain ranges which receive greater rainfall than the rest of the Arabian Peninsula. Harat Sham is a large volcanic field that extends from the northwest Arabian Peninsula into Jordan and southern Syria. The peninsula constitute countries are Kuwait, Bahrain, Qatar, and the United Arab Emirates, the UAE, on the east, Oman in the southwest, Yemen on the south, and Saudi Arabia at the center. The island nation of Bahrain lies of the east coast of the peninsula. 6 countries form the Gulf Corporation Council. The Kingdom of Saudi Arabia covers the greater part of the peninsula. And understand, y'all see this? Where's my little brush up? This is Carthage. This is part of Carthage, this line right here. And I told you guys about the king of Tyrus. Carthage was the new Tyrus. Okay, so where was I? So you guys can go read this information. But I want to move on. Okay, I want to move on. I just wanted to give y'all some information about a little bit about the Arabian Peninsula. So I want to go back here and I want to talk about the UAE. Hold on, let me go back right quick. So the United Arab Emirates consists of 7 emirates and 6 royal houses. And one of these royal families is Dubai, and we're going to talk about Dubai. Okay, in the United Arab Emirates. Look at their flag. We talked about the 4 horses and the 4 seals. The first horse being white, the second horse being red, the third horse being black, and the last horse being pale, which is pale green. That's what that color is, pale green. And we talked about Nebuchadnezzar's Babylon becoming the emblem of the eagle. And people think that, it refers to America because we have an eagle, and that very well could possibly be true. But I don't think that we are the Babylon. I think we just daughter Babylon, if that is the case, or any of that. But, I'm not focusing on it right now. I want to focus on where Babylon actually is, which is the Middle East. That's what I've been telling you guys. And you see the little green part where they have highlighted. So that's the UAE. And the capital is Dubai. So say the country is a federation of 7 emirates and was established on December 2nd, 1971. The constituent emirates are Abu Dhabi, which serves as the capital. Each emirate is governed by an absolute monarch. Together, they jointly form the Federal Supreme Council. One of the monarchs, traditionally always the Emir of Abu Dhabi, is selected as the president of the United Emirates. Islam is the official religion of the UAE, and the Arabic is the official language, although English, Urdu, and Hindi are widely spoken, with English being the language of business and education, particularly in Abu Dhabi. The UAE oil's reserves are the seventh largest in the world, while its natural gas are the world's seventh largest. Sheikh Zayed are the world's seven largest. Sheikh Zayed, ruler of Abu Dhabi and the first president of the UAE, oversaw the development of the Emirates and steered oil revenues into healthcare, education, and infrastructure. The UAE's economy is the most diversified in the Gulf Cooperation Council, while its most populous city of Dubai is an important global city and an international aviation hub. Nevertheless, the country is much less reliant on oil and gas than previous years and is economically focusing on tourism and business. The UAE's rising international profile has led some analysis to identify it as a regional and middle power. The land of Emirates has been occupied for thousands of years. Stone tools recovered from Jabal Faya and the Emirates of Sharjah reveal a settlement of people from Africa, some 127,000 years ago, and a stone tool used for butchering animals discovered at Jabal Baraka on the Arabian coast suggests an even older habitation from 130,000 years ago. There is no proof of contact with the outside world at that stage, although in the time it developed with the civilizations in Mesopotamia and Iran. This contact persisted and became wide ranging, probably motivated by trade in copper from the Hajar Hayar Mountains, which commenced around 3000 BCE. In ancient times, Al Hassa was part of Al Bahrain and adjoined Greater Oman, today's UAE. From the 2nd century AD, there was a movement of tribes from Al Bahrain towards the lower Gulf, together with the migration among the Asadite or Yamani and Kada tribal groups from southwest Arabia towards central Oman. Sassanid groups were present on the Batana coast. The earliest Christian site in the UAE was first discovered in the 1990s, an extensive monastic complex on what is known as the Surbanat Yas Island, in which dates back to the 7th century. Thought to be Nestorian and built in 600 AD, the church appears to have been abandoned peacefully in 750 AD. It forms a rare physical link to a legacy of Christianity, which thought to have spread across the peninsula from 50 to 350 AD, following trade routes. Certainly by the 5th century, Oman had a bishop named John, the last bishop of the Oman Thing in 670 AD. I wonder who that is. John the Baptist. Yes, John the Baptist. History does confirm that your Bible is true. But you guys don't pay attention, don't listen. Well, I hope y'all do, but I know some people who don't. But yeah, so what else did I want to say? So we talked about Nebuchadnezzar on eagle claws and feathers and the emblem and da 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 da. Oh, Dubai. Yes. Let's say Dubai is becoming a global city. So that leads me to believe Dubai is in Babylon. Is Dubai the Babylon of Revelations? Why, yes, maybe it is. Nah, let me quit playing, y'all. Ancient Babylon is listed in what is now modern Iraq on the banks of the Euphrates River. The future city of Babylon, described in the biblical book of Revelations, will be a resurrected version of her, but there is a debate over where this fantastical metropolis will be. And I've been doing videos and I thought it was Mecca. I really thought it was Mecca, and I believe that that's tied into it as well because Saudi Arabia is part of the, the UAE. But I'm led to believe that is. I mean, look at this. Aside from a few ancient texts, there's no conclusive proof the Hanging Gardens of Babylon. And I keep getting this word Gardena in the concordance, y'all. Um, and I posted it on one of my previous videos in the comments. Um, Actually existed. Still Imar Properties is a building of the mythical Tall Till as it transformed Dubai skyline with the world's tallest skyscraper. What the heck? Imar, the government-backed developer of the 2,717-foot high Burj Khalifa, currently the world's tallest building, unveiled plans to construct the tower, an even taller Dubai skyscraper whose upper observation decks represent the ancient Hanging Gardens, rumored to have been among the supreme engineering marvels of its time. The eighth wonder of the world, scheduled for the completion by 2018, will be a centerpiece of the vast Dubai Creek Harbor project at the city's 2020 World Expo. Why are these dates so important, y'all? Well, I told y'all about 2020. I told y'all we got about 3 good years left. 2020, December 2020. Reason why I say that because I also got a book that talk about when Saturn and Jupiter collide. The next time that's happening is December 2020. So I mean, thing is falling into place. Dubai is definitely the horse city of Babylon. They the horse city because they chill with everybody. Like they talking about they Hollywood, they this, they that. I mean, and look at the Tower of Babel. Mm-mm-mm. Designed by Spanish Swiss neo futurist architect Santiago Cavaz, the 1 billion glimmering skyscraper will boast at least 20 mixed-use floors, a boutique hotel, panoramic restaurants, a pinnacle room with 360-degree views, VIP observation garden decks that recreate the hanging gardens, and rotating balconies that literally extend outside the building. The super scraper's overall design is influenced by a lily flower and minaret's distinctive features of Islamic culture and architect, particularly on mosque. Listen, y'all, do y'all see this? This is it. We've been looking in the wrong place. I've been looking at Mecca this whole time, and I've been looking in the wrong place. It said the project, excuse me, y'all, if y'all hear the noise in the background, I got some people in my basement fixing my drains, so I don't know if y'all hear it, but hopefully y'all don't. but But the project envisages an artistic achievement in itself, inspired by the idea of welcoming people not only from Dubai and the UAE, but from the entire world. Was designed, who the entire world, said Calatrava, who also designed the new World Trade Center. 9/11. That's why we keep saying 9/11. Peace Bridge and the Olympic Sports Complex in Athens. It is a symbol of an abiding belief in progress. The project has a seal of approval from Sheikh Mohammed bin Rashid Al Maktoum, the United Arab Emirates Vice President, Prime Minister, and ruler of Dubai. The skyscraper features a super slim profile with a floating oval shaped bud ascending to, to the top observation areas, which will be highlighted as a light beacon at night. Even the structural core and tension cables disguised as the delicate veins of lily leaves which anchor the building to the ground will showcase dynamic lighting, including kinetic lighting effects. Go ahead and keep building it because y'all gonna give it to us. The tower complex will integrate sustainably features including green corridors and an environment-friendly tram service that connects pedestrians to various plaza access points in Dubai Creek Harbor, waterfront development, and renowned wildfire sanctuaries that's 2 times the size of downtown Dubai. This planned redevelopment of Old Dubai boasts Emar built high in residence and in residences Dubai Creek Resident Creekside 18 and most recently Harbor Views homes in the Island District, a vibrant young neighborhood. What is this? The beast out of the sea. What did I tell you guys? The Isles, the sea, the beast from the sea. Y'all, this is it. There's no official word on the tower's final height, but it will have stiff competition in the race to the clouds. The tower's stratospheric apex will compete with its sibling Burj Khalifa, 829 meters tall, Saudi Arabia's Jeddah Tower, Iraq's proposed tower, the Bride, the Mile, and untouched conceptual green observation deck park. So I mean, y'all, yeah, there you have it. I just gave y'all a lot of information in 30 minutes. For deeper understanding, please do your own research. I'll be back with further information on this topic. I want to give all praise to the Father, to the Holy Spirit, and to our brother Christ. All the glory goes to them. Amen.